Today's topic is Drake a predator. Obviously, we'll talk about the beef in general at some point. But I want to talk about this specifically because initially Kendrick called him a certified, what was it? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. And he was talking about his crew, how there's a lot of them who are doing this. And now Drake took 3 days. Right? At first, all he did was respond to the fake allegation of the child. And he went, oh, I don't have no kid. If somebody could find them. And then everyone's like, so that's what you respond to, but you don't respond to the kiddo stuff? And then on his latest track, he talked about it. It's so funny to me because I think he thought this reply track was going to be good, but all it did was dig his hole. He said, speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. The Epstein angle was the shit that I expected. Why would you expect that? Oh yeah, the internet don't play. So how about we start the one that he brought up out of nowhere for no reason?
Molly Bobby Brown?
Let's say y'all got a 14-year-old daughter. Yeah. She talking about a man in his late 20s this way. What y'all think?
What about your relationship with Drake? Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about?
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited. Yeah.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
So he out here texting 14-year-olds saying, I miss you so much, and texting them about dating and boys. Does that sound like professional development? What are you professionally developing her in? Certified lover boy, certified pedophile. She's a producer. Little C, she produced for Drake.
Okay, so the Drake thing. Mm-hmm. You met him, well, when did you first meet him?
So I played basketball, right? So he really was a fan of supported one of my teammates at the time. And
this is when you're in high school?
Yeah, in high school. So he was a fan of women's basketball, high school basketball.
At the time, Drake would have been 29.
He's a big fan of high school women's basketball.
If you say it like that, yeah, it doesn't sound wrong. What Abba is saying is if you're a man in your late whatevers, you can't be fans of no young woman things. You can't. It don't look good. No matter how, if something happened or since something doesn't happen, if someone has something to say, it's just not gonna look good. And that's a fact. It's just not gonna look good.
I'm not saying it don't look good. I'm just saying he likes hanging around teenage girls. That's it. Now, I remember a time where Michael Jackson couldn't breathe without people calling him pedo.
It's not the same thing. It was not just the Neverland. It was all the allegations. It was not just the Neverland. It was the allegation of smoking Jesus juice, of drinking Jesus juice and sleeping in the same bed. We're, I believe, a bit miles apart. I was just supporting. There was nothing sexual that was said and everything and stuff. I don't want to be someone that defends, but let's stick to the facts here.
Okay, so let me ask you. Let's stick to the facts, right?
Go ahead.
Your daughter's texting, 14-year-old daughter's texting a 29-year-old man dating advice.
Yep.
They talk about they miss each other. The fact is he didn't do nothing that we can prove.
That's correct.
What you doing?
What do you mean what you doing?
What you doing about your 14-year-old?
You're 100% right.
Okay.
You have no business.
It's not like I'm doing conjecture about something. There's no world I know of where a 14-year-old is texting a 29-year-old saying, I miss you so much, and texting them about dating advice with boys.
I can understand that. But the same way, if it was a boy, it wouldn't be the same thing. Because in the eyes of the world, it's not really the same thing.
Listen, sorry, no. If my 14-year-old son is texting a 29-year-old, they talk about each other, I'm thinking something sexual is going on. Absolutely.
I'm mad at you.
Yeah, and I think most parents would at home too. There is no time or place a 14-year-old is texting a 29-year-old woman, I miss you, and someone not thinking it's sexual, and they talking about dating all the time.
I am mad at that.
There's not, it doesn't matter, that's not a gender thing.
I'm mad at that.
Now, you might say we might take one more seriously, sure.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt that we would, there's no doubt that nobody would see
cool.
that age difference and think that's weird.
Cool.
Okay, all right.
We're good.
Okay, so now we got there. We got him taking a lot of interest. And here's the thing.
Unless
no.
you're related.
I'm going to say something. It's not just that this dude really follows or he's supportive of high school basketball teams. He starts following these girls. He starts contacting them. What business do you have contacting these young women outside of just being supported at the game? It's not like he was just in the stands. No, he can't do that. But let's keep watching.
Unless you're relatives. But even then, that could be like, ugh, fishy, fishy, fishy.
Well, I wrote, Drake would get the WNBA out of debt if it was full of teenagers. That's foul. Drake would get the WNBA out of debt if it was full of teenagers. But that's a fact. Yeah, you want to solve it? Put the young girls in, get Drake to be the face of the franchise. And it won't be Drake just like MJ just dunking. It won't be that. It'll just be Drake hiding behind the sheets.
It's not dunking like that. It's dunking like that.
And it's just some 14-year-old pigtails or some shit and a high school uniform. Wild. Anyways.
Imagine that on shoes. Oh shit, is that the new Air Gok Gok?
The Air Pedos? Yeah, the Air Pedos.
I was her teammate, so he followed me because of her. And I was like, oh shit, bitch, you got Drake to follow me? Like, what the hell? Like, that's so crazy.
Oh my God.
He followed me, and I lost it. I'm like, I have to meet Drake. Like, I love Drake. I've always loved Drake, still love Drake. So basically, yeah, he followed me. Maybe a year later is when I built up the confidence to like message him on like some working stuff, because I was 18 when I messaged him. And I DM'd him like, hey,
He knows what the f*** he's doing. Why is he following her on Instagram? For what reason? Just to be clear, I'm saying this because this is not just conjecture. I don't care who this is from. Irrespective of the beef, this dude is a straight up weirdo. Certified. Call it like it is.
I like the fact that certified has become the man version of period.
Yeah. He said, I never looked twice at no teenager. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never looked twice at no teenager.
Started when footage from a 2010 Drake concert began circulating the internet. Footage where a 23-year-old Drake invites a girl from the crowd on stage, dances with her, smells her hair, massages her shoulders, puts his arms around her, and then starts to kiss her neck. Drake walks away.
It's not looking good, bruv.
17, why do you look like that? You dick. Look at all this. Well, alright. Well, listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breast feel against my chest and stuff. I just want to thank you.
It is a sickness of the highest order. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
You know what I think is funny?
Papaya, this one is lost, my friend. He has done it on camera.
You know what I like about this shit is that you're the Ugandan Shazam. The minute I say, and then boom, you turn into this.
And you guys remember one of his associates, Little Baka, was referenced a few times in Kendrick's song saying he's a predator or whatever.
The same year, Drake would post on Instagram, celebrating the release of Baka Not Nice, a rapper, friend, and member of Drake's record label, OVO, following a stint in jail for allegedly forcing a 22-year-old woman into prostitution, a weapons charge, and human trafficking. The now deleted post read, "Something in the air today, a lot of good things happening at once, but this one means the most. Been waiting 11 months, Baka finally home."
I just wonder if he was also banging his girl while he was in jail.
Wow.
Remember when he said that shit about Wayne?
Reference to Wayne, yeah.
You know that happened, right?
And Wayne, yeah,
Wayne
yeah,
confirmed
Wayne
it. Yeah, so just to be clear, people saying, oh, Kendrick just spread rumors. No, a lot of what Kendrick said is actually verifiable and provable. He did smash Wayne's girl while he was in jail.
Well, he was in jail.
A year later, in May of 2016, 29-year-old Drake was spotted eating dinner with 18-year-old Hailey Bieber in West Hollywood. Due to their allegedly flirty interaction and Drake wearing a matching H necklace, rumors of them dating began circulating, with Entertainment Tonight even alleging that the two hooked up at Drake's Memorial Day party. However, during this time, Hailey did an interview with E! News, revealing that she'd known Drake for around 4 years at this point, meaning that a 25-year-old Drake first met Hailey when she was just 14.
Another 14-year-old? Another 14-year-old? You going on dinner dates with her when she hit 18 in public? Another 14-year-old? How many more y'all need? Let's keep watching.
Good, you got more?
A now 32-year-old Drake released a song titled Nice for What, featuring the line, "High school pics, you was even bad then." 3 months later, on July 22nd,
I'm sorry, bro. That's crazy. No, that dude is a little twisted monster.
later that month, Drake would release a song titled Jaded, featuring the line, "We coulda waited, I wasn't Russian, differences in ages, you're old enough, but you're still a baby."
Self-snitching. Just to reference, you're saying that no parents would let their daughter, they would think it's weird. She said like, oh, okay, I guess it's real, and kept on driving. So just to go back on what you were saying that no parents would have let that shit happen. She did. She was driving and they were chatting in the back, and she said, oh, I guess this is weird.
What I said was very different. I said no parent would let their daughter talk to a 29-year-old man. What I didn't add to that caveat is if they're famous. Because famous people let their kids do weird shit.
Exactly.
Okay?
Cool.
That's a whole different thing.
Cool.
But to
That's
be
why when you
clear,
said- that's
this
what-
is weird behavior irrespective of anyone. But I'm saying the kinds of people who put their kids in famous situations let their kids do a lot of weird, freaky shit.
That's why when you said that, I believe my face was kind of weird. I went,
Yeah.
because of that, the
Yeah.
famous people.
Over the years, there's a lot of pictures of Drake wrapped around girls who are 18, 17. Do I think he's hit? Yes, I do. Listen, you got no business talking no goddamn teenager. Even if you did, you know better. You should know your managers and everybody around tell you, but they probably not because you just into it that much. So all the stuff Kendrick was saying, it ain't lies. It ain't lies. And there's too many of these instances of this guy talking. You know what I've never thought in all my years as a 30-year-old? Can I please talk to a teenager for extended periods of time?
Can I please talk?
The literal, one of my life goals is finding ways to talk to them as little as possible, okay? There is no time in my day that I'm like, man, I need a teenager around. You texting a teenager, I miss you so much?
Yeah.
Drake!
I'm on the side of, I mean, I got a little bit of tism in me, so I don't miss nobody. You know what I mean? That cannot be me.
It's not like he's a teacher. It's not like he's risk youth outreach or whatever. There's no reason to be talking to these people. And listen, a lot of onus should be on the parents who allow for these kinds of listen. But like I said, people in rich or famous areas, they operate in weird ways. You know what I mean? Some of them stop parenting and leave the managers in charge of everything.
The weird thing they would do for the advancement of their kids, the weird shit that they would do.
Yep.
Some of these parents, whether it's in dance or acting, whatever, some of y'all parents are pimps. And you're pimping the dreams that you had through your kids.
Yep.
Some of y'all are pimps. Let's be honest with each other. The way you guys are operating, but it's good for you. It's good. You're just thinking about the career.
Yeah. And people say, oh, Kendrick just make it. Listen, some of the people that are in OVO are criminals.
What did you
That's
say?
a fact.
What'd you say?
OVO.
You said it like that.
Now step this way, step this way, step. So I'll talk about the rap beef at a different date, but I just want to talk about this portion specifically because I think it's telling that people think this is just rap. No. Okay? Where there's smoke, there's absolutely fire with this one, and this one's a whole bonfire.
I think it's a
in
rap.
the middle of the woods.
I think it's a rap battle. It's not a beef, but whatever.
That's a beef. When you're bringing up allegations,
I can understand that, but I think it's still a rap battle. Rap battles been vicious, been known to be vicious, exposing motherfuckers. If you go to rap battles, they go through lengths to expose a motherfucker. The beef thing, what I know from a beef is people dying, people shooting up, and I don't think they're gonna come to that way.
What about if they go into jail? What happened to Diddy? It took one court case from Cassie, and now his ass is looking at jail
That was
time.
not a beef. That was not
No,
a
but
rap
my whole point is the difference between rap battles and this shit is because of how mainstream this is, and Kendrick know what he doing when he bringing this shit up. You don't think law enforcement might start looking at this shit?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just saying. Does that not go to a beef status if he going to jail potentially? I'm just asking the question.
No.
No?
No.
So jail is not beef for you?
No.
Just murder?
Yeah.
Or attacking someone physically?
Yeah. That's beef.
I'm going to be honest with you. If that's beef, then I'd rather have beef than whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, boy. Come find me and catch a fade one. Yeah, catch a fair one. I would much rather that than be facing 20 years because you exposed my secrets.
Hey, don't do secrets.
I'm just saying. But hey, maybe y'all feel different.
Don't do
I get what
secrets
preacher's saying.
Don't do secrets then.
This?
If you're supposed to go to jail, you're supposed to go to jail.
This?
If it was over a beef, too bad. On top of that, you self-snitch in songs.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm not saying,
You can't even
it's not
be
something
mad
that
at
I went, excuse me, Mr. Prosecutor, this is what no. It's like, go look at that song and look into it.
Bro.
That's what he did.
Bro.
That's what he did.
It's my fault that you got pictures of you holding on to ladies like, and they 17. That nobody snitching on you.
So it's a rap battle.
That's you.
To me, it's not a beef.
You should never be holding a 14-year-old like this.
I've heard more vicious shit in rap battles than this.
Yeah.
Vicious stuff.
Yo, Drake is definitely into young ones. And anyone who's telling themselves otherwise, I want y'all to explain all of them conversations you be having with 14-year-olds. Go ahead, and I'll wait. I want you guys to give me the reason why a 30-year-old is out here going on dates and hanging out and texting about dating and boys with 14-year-olds. And I'll tell you what it is. You ready for the word? This is actually one of the few times you can use it. Preach, drum roll, grooming.
The word is grooming?
This is actually grooming.
You think
this is actually grooming? Think about what's happening. He meets them when they're 14, talks to them about dating. So he's inserting himself, okay? And then once they hit 18, they're going on dates and they hugging up and shit. I've never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this is the angle that you really mess with. Just for clarity, I feel disgusted. I'm too respected. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd have been arrested. I'm too famous for the shit you just suggested. How many super famous guys have been caught with underage people and been doing it for a long time?
Nobody.
How long did R. Kelly operate even though this man was hanging outside high schools waiting to pick up high schoolers?
Couple of months, stops.
What a dumbass saying, I'm too famous. Do you know how many famous dudes get away with diddling young kids all the time? Is Drake a predator?
I don't know, man.
I feel like that's what everyone's talking about.
Is Kendrick beating his wife?
I don't think people are talking about that. Are they? I think that was briefly mentioned, and everyone's back to Drake like, does he have an 11-year-old? Some big questions being raised. And it's interesting to me because it feels like rap beats today are so different in that regards. It ain't even about the bars half the time now. It feels like who's got the dirt, who got the tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what can be proven.
And you know what?
Think of like his previous beef. Think about Drake versus Pusha T.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember half the bars?
I don't remember.
I don't think a person can name a single bar on the top of their head for most people at home.
I remember one thing. Drake! The one that tried to hide the kids from the world, but the world would hide that's where the kid came from.
Him hiding the kid. Also the blackface. Because the cover art.
Yeah.
Cover art in these rap beats is really important, apparently.
Yes, because that's what you... Think about this.
Think about this.
Coconut in Barbados.
Coconuts in Barbados.
But think about this. The way that you consume music now is by streaming. So if you're in your car, or even if you listen to satellite radio, what's gonna come up is the cover art.
True.
And I listen to satellite radio, and they've been playing all the tracks of the Beast.
Yeah.
And what comes up?
The cover art.
The cover art.
Yeah.
So what you see, the cover art is actually more important than a video clip, because even when you stream from your
you
phone,
don't see the video clip.
You don't see the video clip, but boom, what's gonna pop up?
True.
The cover art.
True.
So I understand.
I'm a bit behind the times. I still go on YouTube and click the thing where I download the MP3. So I'm like, I'm stupid. So I don't know nothing about streaming. I don't have Spotify. I don't have iTunes.
You download the MP3?
I have a folder with every MP3 I've collected for the last 16 years. I have files as old as 2017. You understand? And it's kind of cool, to be honest with you.
What are you, Napster?
I'm a dinosaur, bro. So it's kind of cool because I go by date modified, and I can literally see how my playlist evolved. When house was introduced, when salsa was introduced, when I went back to some of my old R&B albums.
You could put them by dates, and then you see that.
It feels cool. It's a history.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. But
I'm
you can no longer call me
streaming
that.
folks will never. The same way I won't be able to understand how they constantly discover new music because they're recommended playlists through algorithms.
Yeah.
They won't be able to understand what it's like to browse a SoundCloud DJ and then have to go through his whole discography to find a single track. So it's just a different experience. But it doesn't matter.
But you can no longer call me a dinosaur, though. You surpassed me in that sense.
Listen,
my guy.
I got prehistoric habits.
Yes.
You a relic.
Fair.
Okay. But I got habits.
Fair. You know what? I'll take it.
I'll take it. But you look younger than me. So we'll take it.
Do I?
Same
I think we look the same age. It's just I look younger. But if you look closely, you see the white hair. Yeah. You see what I mean?
I don't see it, and I'm right beside you.
Oh.
We'll get back to you guys. If you guys want to see us cover the actual rap beef and all the tracks involved, we'd be happy to, because we've been listening in, discussing it in our group chats.
I think they want to.
Well, you guys let us know in the comments. Get those likes up, get these comments up, and we can get you guys